What up, YouTube? Back at it with another video. I'm gonna be getting these control arm bushings out. It's a little tricky to figure out how to set up these little rings and the components to the bearing remover kit, but I'll get that set up and show you guys how I did it, and yeah, we'll get to it. Alright, so this is how I have it just to start it. I got this first ring right here with a pretty shallow ring right here, and then just this little spacer right here. This is just to start it, just to inch this forward a little bit, and then we're gonna switch the setup. And then after I take this back off, I'll get a better video of what this one looks like and what this one looks like, so you know which one it is in the kit. All right, so it's pretty much like this. This little adapter piece looks like this. All right, inside here, I had the clamp clamped around the bushing, and then the little skinny or shallow coupling to the starter piece, and then zipped it through with the impact, and that gets you a quarter of the way, and then I'm gonna set it up a different way to get it the rest of the way. All right, so this is the next setup I have. Pretty much just took the bearing separator tool out and using the actual control arm to press it out, so we'll see if that works. All right, for the next setup, I used a little bit longer sleeve, an inch socket to get it. I don't know, I think the end of it was maybe right here, so this should hit it the rest of the way. So see if this works. So that got that other control arm, or the other bushing out. Control arm is still good. No, you know, from using it to apply pressure instead of, you know, using that, because I don't have a press. I'm just using a 1/2 inch impact, so I don't have the clearance that a press would give me. All I have is this clamp from here to there, so kind of got to make it work. But yeah, that worked, so I'm gonna use that method on all these. Boom. That one. I got the other ones in the car, so gonna press those out and get back to it. All right, so far for the lower control arm, the way I just recorded on the last videos, that method worked, so I did it the same way. Started out with the bearing separator tool and the same exact setup I had on the previous bushings. Made it, you know, I don't know, maybe halfway out, so now I have it set up just like this. Took the bearing separator tool out, and I just have the, let's see, so I think this is the longest sleeve I have, so I have the second to longest sleeve in there, that same starter piece, and then an inch socket, and then just gonna blast it out, and yeah, then I'll be done with one lower control arm. I'll get the other lower control arm and then do the uppers. All right, so that way works perfectly. Got all the bushings out. Not any more fucked up than it already was before. So that's all done. All right, do the other lower control arm and move on. All right, so got all the bushings out of the control arms. Probably gonna give all the arms a good wash and maybe clean out the inside of the ear that holds the bushing in. Gonna maybe get a little bit of sandpaper or Scotch-Brite, clean that out, and then give them a good wash, and then work on getting the bushings, the new ones, back in, and then yeah, that's it. All right, I couldn't find anything close to sandpaper or anything, but I have an old sponge, so I'm gonna get to work on that. So I got some degreaser on it. I'm gonna throw some water and get to scrubbing. See what they look like after. All right, just got finished cleaning up the parts. Probably spent a little bit longer than I should have cleaning them, but it's all good. They came out good. They're all nice and clean. So then our next thing I'm gonna do is I can either work on these and put the new bushings and ball joints in, or, which I might do, but that might be it for today. But gotta take my drive shaft out of the torque tube and replace bought a heavy duty input shaft for it, so probably should throw that on while I have everything out. So yeah, that might be it for today. Got a lot done. Made good progress on those. and they are ready to get new bushings. All right, guys, it's a new day. I'm gonna work on these control arms. I'm gonna work on getting gonna clean them up a little bit more, clean out the holes for the bushings, and then get these things. Let's see where they're at. Oh, oh. Let's see. Get these bushings installed in the control arms. Get these diff mounts on. And before I get the diff mounts on, I wanna obviously take those diff mounts off, clean the subframe, and see what else. What else do I want to do today? And if I get all that done, so get these cleaned up, get the bushings in, subframe clean, diff mounts on, I'll probably take my drive shaft out of the torque tube and replace the input shaft with a heavy duty one. I don't know. Oops. I don't think that's in any of these boxes. I think it's in the house, but yeah, so I'm gonna get started on cleaning the bushings, or cleaning the control arms. All right, so started putting the first bushing in. Went in pretty easy, was able to just push it in with my hands. Just going off this diagram they gave me with the AFE kit that I bought. So pretty straightforward. They got everything labeled, all the bushings, sleeves and whatnot, so yeah, pretty straightforward. They even let you know that you need a gap between the bushings when they're inside, so you know, maybe center of this ear, or whatever you want to call it, center of this, there should be a 1/8 to 3/16 gap, and mine looks pretty good. Got a good gap in there, so gotta keep going with the instructions. Pretty much you don't want to lube this outside. This goes in dry. This inside, after the bushing is in, you want to lube that with the lube that they give you. And then you have, where they at? Well, oh, I used all of them but you have little sleeves that go in, and you'll lube the outside diameter of those to slip them in, and they slip in pretty easy. I mean, I did most of them by hand, but yeah, so now we're doing the ball joints, so I'll show you how I have that set up. So here's the ball joint. This is the bottom of the lower control arm. I have this starter piece, ball joint going in from the bottom, pretty long sleeve, and then this other starter piece that comes in the kit. It's gonna be these two. So I'm gonna just zip this with the 1/2" impact and go until this is fully seated, and then I'll be done with this control arm. And then after that, I gotta clean these guys. So I'm gonna clean these knuckles and put in these ball joints from here. And then I should be done with the rear suspension. So yeah, I'm gonna get to that right now. All right, guys, I recorded this video a while back and I never closed it out. I left out on the rear upper ball joints, and I got all that squared away, so the whole rear end is all good. The front was already all poly bushings, so now the whole car has poly bushings. So yeah, I hope this video helped out anybody doing this project, and be on the lookout for some more videos on this this whole rebuild on this car.